That night, Ethan texted Maya. "Ethan, I did it." He's rattled. He thinks I've been recording him back. Maya, perfect. Keep feeding the fear. The more paranoid he gets, the sloppier he'll become. That's when we'll strike. Ethan set his phone down, heart hammering. For the first time in weeks, he didn't feel only trapped. He felt powerful. Evelyn wasn't just his mask anymore. Evelyn was his weapon. The next few days turned the Williams household into a pressure cooker. Caleb, once cocky and untouchable, started watching his back. He double-checked the locks on his phone, changed his passcode 3 times in a single day, and flinched whenever Ethan so much as glanced at him. "You've been recording me, haven't you?" he snapped one evening, cornering Ethan in the hallway. Ethan kept his expression calm. "Maybe, maybe not." Caleb's eyes narrowed. "If you leak anything, I swear." Ethan leaned in just slightly, lowering his voice. "Funny. That's exactly what I was going to say to you." For the first time, Caleb was speechless. He stormed off, muttering curses under his breath. Rebecca, however, was no less dangerous. She sensed the shift, the way Caleb's confidence was cracking, the way Ethan's defiance was growing sharper. One night, as Ethan stood at the vanity brushing out the wig, she appeared in the doorway. "You think you're clever," she said softly. "But let me remind you, Evelyn exists because of me. Without me, you're nothing but a scared little boy." Ethan set the brush down, meeting her eyes in the mirror. "Then maybe it's time you realize Evelyn doesn't belong to you anymore." Her expression froze, the tiniest flicker of shock breaking through before her mask snapped back in place. "We'll see," she whispered, before vanishing down the hall. At school, Maya noticed the change too. When they met in the library, she leaned across the table, whispering urgently, "Caleb's cracking. Your mom's cracking. This is our moment." Ethan shook his head. "Moment for what?" "To stop playing defense," Maya said firmly. "You've been surviving by reacting. But what if you took control? What if you told your story before they could use it against you?" The words hit like a lightning strike. For weeks, Ethan had lived in fear of exposure. Every dress, every wig, every curtsy had been a threat hanging over him. But what if exposure wasn't a weapon anymore? What if it was a choice? He stared at Maya, his heart pounding. "You're saying, go public?" She nodded. "Not to everyone. Not yet. But enough to flip the power. If Caleb tries to use his videos, it won't matter because you'll already own it." Ethan's stomach twisted. The thought terrified him. But in Maya's steady gaze, he saw something else: freedom. For the first time, he realized Evelyn wasn't just his mom's punishment or Caleb's blackmail. She could be his voice. That night, as he lay in bed staring at the ceiling, Ethan whispered the name to himself in the dark. Evelyn. Not in shame, not in fear, but as a promise. The war wasn't over. But for the first time, Ethan was ready to stop hiding. By midweek, Ethan felt the ground shifting beneath his feet. For the first time, he wasn't just reacting, he was thinking ahead. Every time he slipped into one of Rebecca's dresses, he reminded himself, this isn't her control anymore. This is my armor. At school, Maya laid out the next step. "If Caleb wants an audience, we'll give him one," she whispered in the library. "But it'll be your performance, not his." Ethan frowned. "You mean, let him record me again?" Maya nodded. "Yes, but this time, you'll control what he sees. We'll make sure he thinks he's capturing humiliation, when really, he's capturing strength." Ethan's chest tightened at the thought. The risk was terrifying, but he trusted her. And more importantly, he was tired of being cornered. That evening, Caleb made his move first. As Ethan walked in from practice, Caleb shoved his phone in his face. "Guess what, sis? I uploaded a teaser to my private story. Just a few seconds, Evelyn twirling in that blue gown." Ethan's stomach lurched. "You didn't." "Relax," Caleb sneered. "Only a handful of people saw it. But you should have seen the comments. Want to know what they called you? Princess. Doll. Some of them even asked if you were single." Ethan's heart pounded. He wanted to scream, to grab the phone and smash it. But instead, he forced a calm he didn't feel. Careful, Caleb, he said evenly. You're playing with fire. Caleb laughed. Please. You're the one in the dress, not me. But Ethan caught it, the flicker in Caleb's eyes. The paranoia. The fear that maybe Ethan really was recording him back. That maybe the fire was already burning in his direction. Later that night, Ethan texted Maya. Ethan, he leaked a clip. Only a short one, but still. Maya, good. That means he's reckless. Which means he's vulnerable. Next time he tries it, we'll be ready. Ethan, ready how? Maya, trust me. If he wants Evelyn on camera, we'll make sure she's unforgettable. Ethan set the phone down, his hands trembling. For weeks, he had dreaded the moment the world saw Evelyn. But now, for the first time, he wondered, what if the world seeing Evelyn wasn't the end? What if it was the beginning? Meanwhile, down the hall, Caleb sat on his bed scrolling through comments. For every joke at Ethan's expense, there was another he hadn't expected, people curious, intrigued, even complimentary. His smirk faltered. He hadn't planned for Evelyn to be anything but a joke. And for the first time, Caleb realized he might have unleashed something he couldn't control. By Friday, Caleb couldn't help himself. His short teaser clip had gotten more reactions than he expected, and the attention was addicting. He strutted around the house with his phone in hand like a crown, tossing barbed comments at Ethan. People are eating this up, sis. You're practically famous. Maybe I'll drop a full video next week. Rebecca bristled every time he said it. To her, Caleb's recklessness wasn't entertainment, it was betrayal. Her daughter wasn't supposed to be Caleb's pawn. Evelyn was hers. But Ethan? For the first time, he didn't just feel cornered. He felt opportunity. That afternoon, in the library, Maya laid out the plan. He's already posting. That means he's sloppy. So, let's make the next clip the one that flips everything. Ethan leaned in. What do you mean? Instead of letting him catch you off guard, Maya explained, we stage it. You'll act like you're embarrassed, like you're breaking, but in the middle of it, you flip the script. You take control. We'll make sure it looks like you're choosing Evelyn, not being forced into her. Ethan's pulse quickened. So when he posts it, Maya smiled. People won't see humiliation. They'll see power. They'll see someone owning it. Caleb won't just lose his leverage, he'll hand you your voice. The chance came that very evening. Caleb burst into Ethan's room while he was brushing out the wig. Perfect timing, sis. Smile for the camera. He lifted his phone, smirking. Say hi to my followers. Ethan's heart pounded. For a second, he let the mask of panic slip over his face enough to bait Caleb. Caleb, don't please. Caleb laughed, recording gleefully. Oh, this is gold. Look at her blush. And then Ethan straightened. Slowly, deliberately, he turned to face the camera, smoothing his dress with steady hands. His fear melted into something sharper. You want Evelyn? He said, voice calm, clear. Then here she is. Not your joke. Not mom's puppet. Mine. Caleb froze. The smirk slid from his face. Wait, what? But Ethan wasn't done. He stepped closer to the camera, eyes locked on the lens. Record all you want, Caleb. Post it everywhere. I don't care anymore. Evelyn isn't your weapon. She's mine. For the first time, Caleb lowered his phone. He had no comeback. Later, Ethan texted Maya. Ethan, I did it. I said it on camera. Maya, good. Now if he posts it, it works for you, not against you. He can't touch you anymore. Ethan stared at the message, his chest tight but light at the same time. For weeks, he had lived in terror of exposure. But tonight, for the first time, he had stared the threat in the face and called its bluff. And maybe, just maybe, he wasn't afraid anymore. Down the hall, Rebecca seethed in silence. Caleb had lost his grip. Evelyn had spoken with her own voice. And that was something Rebecca had never intended to allow. For the first time, Rebecca realized she wasn't just losing control. She was losing Evelyn. The fallout from Ethan's defiance came fast. Caleb was shaken. For once, he didn't strut through the house with his phone like a trophy. Instead, he avoided Ethan's gaze, muttering to himself about needing a better plan. The clip he had recorded now sat useless in his gallery because Ethan had stripped it of its sting. But Rebecca? She was another story. That Sunday morning, she gathered Ethan in the living room. Dresses and makeup kits were laid out neatly across the couch, like tools in a surgeon's tray. She gestured for him to sit. "You've grown bold," she said quietly. "Too bold." Ethan stayed standing, heart pounding. "I'm not your puppet anymore." Her smile was cold. "You think a little speech makes you free?" "No, Evelyn. It makes you mine even more. If you're going to parade yourself, then we'll do it properly." Rebecca's gambit revealed itself that afternoon. She drove Ethan downtown, her hand like iron on his wrist. When they pulled up in front of a small boutique, Ethan's chest went cold. Through the windows, he saw racks of glittering gowns, shoes lined like soldiers, wigs displayed on stands. "We're shopping," Rebecca announced. "Not just for you, but for Evelyn. A proper wardrobe. If you want to play at being strong, then you'll do it dressed the way I decide." Ethan's pulse roared in his ears. The boutique wasn't some private humiliation, it was public. Sales clerks, strangers, anyone could see. "Mom, please." "Enough," she snapped, yanking him through the door. Inside, the clerk's eyes flicked curiously as Rebecca began pulling dresses from racks. Sequined cocktail dresses, long flowing gowns, short skirts paired with frilly blouses. Ethan stood frozen as Rebecca thrust one after another into his arms. "Go try them on, Evelyn," she ordered. "Every single one." Ethan's throat tightened. A couple of teenage girls browsing near the mirrors were already giggling, whispering to each other. His hands shook as he clutched the pile of fabric. Rebecca leaned close, her voice low, venomous. "You think you can turn this into power? Fine. Let's see how powerful you feel when the world sees you like this. Full time. No more hiding."